Good morning, everyone. Here we are. It is, of course, the Fruit Nut News on the 20th today. 20th, ladies and gentlemen. 20th of the 4th, ladies and gentlemen. 20th of the 4th. Hope we're all okay. So, good morning, one and all, as they say in the trade. It is, of course, a Monday morning, a reckoning day, apparently, for Keir Starmer. But anyway, who knows? We'll wait and see. Don't pull your pants up too far, because you just never know what's going to happen. So, let's have a quick hello to everybody this morning. Nina Turner first in, Elisa McCulloch second, Sharon Young third, Zena's in, Leslie's in, Christine M's in, Graham's in, Sheila's in, Rose in, Michelle's in, Aisla's in, Ava's in, Joyce Guest is in, Jill's in, Jack is in, Lisa Thirlwell's in, Strongworld Angel's in, Jan H is in, Anne's in, Jason Thomas is joining us, Diane Wilson, Mimi's in, we've also got Ireland in, Pinny's in, and Finny, and that's it. So there we go. So a good 25 people in. I mean, you know, we don't need to be a massive platform like Alex Jones or Candace Owens, of course, but I do think our reach is actually far more than we are actually thinking it is. But anyway, we seem to have God on our side, and so maybe we are reaching the people that we are supposed to reach. Maybe it's not supposed to be 50 million people. Maybe it's only supposed to be a select few, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the 144,000 of enlightened souls. Very interesting. Now, what have we got for you today? Well, of course, it is, of course, D-Day today for Keir Starmer. Apparently, he's doing excuse me, let me just have a scratch here. Apparently, he's doing some form of an address to the nation today. Not quite sure what it could be. It might be, of course, the resolution of Vietnam. It might also be the JFK files. It could be what happened to 9/11. It could be spilling the dirt on Tony Blair and the war crimes committed with George Bush. We're just not quite sure. So it will be a very interesting day. We would imagine that he's trying to squirm out of the position that he finds himself in at the moment. But the good thing about all of this, of course, is that it's waking the fuck up of the people that don't want to wake the fuck up. So it is very interesting. Now, of course, the rent boys. Now, the Ukrainian rent boys, as you well know, there is an injunction. There is an injunction out on this information, as there is an injunction out on Lord Ali and Victoria Starmer, and of course all of the other gay stuff that's going on with Mr. Macron, of course, and Mr. Zelensky, and of course Mr. Merck. Including, of course, the cocaine train. The cocaine train. Remember the cocaine train back in the day? Oh, yes. Now, apparently, it's 8 days to go, and the rent boys are up in court at the Old Bailey. Now, you will recall that they tried to stop the jury by trial situation. The reason this was, of course, this case was coming. Now, of course, it is going to court. The boys in question, Ukrainian, by the way, so we are looking at Eastern European descendants, where certain other fractions of people have come from, especially in high-falutin places, so to speak. So that should be interesting if we keep an eye on her. What else have we got? Let's have a look. We've also got the Manchester geezers. The Manchester ethnic geezers that went around assaulting police at Manchester Airport. Now, they have been up in court over the last few days, And lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, none of the mainstream media are actually covering this. They're more interested in the tsunami in Japan. Anyway, we'll come back to that tsunami in a bit because, of course, it's all an actual load of bullshit. So the question is, what is actually happening with the Manchester ethnical cleansing going on? So we're not quite sure. This was where a police officer, a lady, ended up getting a broken jaw. Unfortunately, the attackers said that they didn't realise they assaulted anybody. That's quite an interesting one, isn't it? Then, of course, I would imagine that they claimed that they were gay. They maybe even have claimed that they were transgender. They could have even claimed that they were being mentally and physically abused by their children and wives from different countries around the world. But, of course, that remains to be seen. Meanwhile, back to the Japanese earthquake. Now, the mainstream media are making a massive meal of this one. And I've got my ruler here for as a measure, so to speak. Okay, and we will, of course, be measuring in man inches and not lady inches. Now, remember, man inches happen to be a little bit bigger than lady inches. And this, of course, stems from fishing. Now, when young boys go fishing back in the day, they catch very small fish. Unfortunately, those tails of fish end up being, like anywhere from here to like here. Oh, it was this big, Dad. Oh, it was fucking huge. And that seems to continue as they get older down to their appendage. Now, many of them find that the only way that they can compensate for this lying is to buy a BMW or a Ferrari, or become a workaholic and a multimillionaire that never has time to enjoy the trappings of life because they're so busy working like a twat. Anyway, back to the Japanese tsunami. Now, apparently this tsunami was basically located 10 kilometers underground, somewhere close to Japan. 10 kilometers underground happens to be about 6 miles. And of course, what we need to remember here is, what do we know about certain tunnels being 6 miles under the ground? Oh yes, aren't they called deep underground military tunnels and bases? Yes, they are. Very, very well documented. If you don't know about the deep underground military bases, well, you must be very interestingly thick. Okay, so yeah. Now let's just look at the. Let's look at the facts and figures. Now we know that it's underground. We know that, so we know, of course, that these underground bases are underground. But here's the interesting facts. Now, apparently, according to the BBC, this is an absolute and utter load of bullshit. Now, apparently, a tsunami wave at the moment is hitting Japan. This, of course, goes back to the Fukushima. Now the Fukushima. Now you could get very tongue-tied with that one, but please don't. This is the Fukushima deep underground military base that created the tsunami. I think it was in 2004, from what I can remember, not too sure. But anyway, so let's just have a look at this latest Japanese tsunami. Now, apparently, according to the BBC, and this is actually bullshit, apparently the waves that are hitting Japan at the moment are basically 400 centimeters high. Now, this there is a slim possibility that they could be hitting 1 meter high, but the tsunami that's hitting Japan is, of course, 400 centimeters. Now, it sounds a lot, but I'm just going to demonstrate this on my man ruler. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to drop my trousers for you to give you a good idea. But 400 centimeters is about, just 100 millimeters or 10 centimeters under half a meter. So let me just get my measuring stick out. Hold on a minute. Okay, here we go. This is a standard ruler. A standard ruler, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just back it up a bit. A standard ruler. Okay, so this ruler is 300 centimeters. Okay, 300 centimeters high. Okay, now I would say that from my chin to the top of my hat is around about 400 to 500 centimeters. Sorry. 4 to 500 millimeters. Okay, roughly. Okay, that happens to be anywhere between 40 and 50 centimeters. Okay, so this is how big, this is how high the BBC are reporting that the waves are. Now, if you go to your local seaside on a very calm day, you're probably getting waves of about this high. Okay, now the tsunami in Japan is creating waves that are this high. 440 centimeters, which happens to be 400 millimeters. That's 100 millimeters under half a meter. A meter is 1,000 millimeters, or should we say 100 centimeters. Okay, so for context, this is like utter bullshit. Okay, now I don't quite know where the BBC are getting their information from, but 400 millimeters, or should we say 40 centimeters, is hardly a tsunami wave. Even 2 meters, is hardly fuck all. Even a 3 meter high wave, not very reasonably big. But remember that in places like Hawaii, back in the day, I don't know what the latest wave record is, but I do know that we're probably looking at somewhere in the region of 40 feet, ladies and gentlemen, 50 feet, 60 feet, 70 feet high. And we have surfers surfing on that. So somebody is telling a load of bullshit. Now, Reform have come out today and said that they are having a massive deportation program. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Really? And then, of course, the Conservatives have come out and they're now claiming that Reform have actually pinched their policy. I mean, this reminds me of like schoolboy theatrics in the playground. You know what I mean? And then, of course, Labour have come out and said, well, hold on a minute. We already have a massive deportation program in place. Oh yes, this is the one in, one out campaign, or should we say, one out for 4 million in? Should we say that for? Yes, I think we can. Now, it's only just come to the authorities' attention that barber shops in the UK, or should we say the average foreign barber, is basically money laundering. Around about £130,000 a month. Now, you may or may not know, but I was a barber for a couple of years, and my best day in a very busy small Yorkshire market town was 50 haircuts in one day. That happened to be a Saturday, which is generally the busiest day of the fucking week. Okay, now for a barber to earn £130,000, well, that's pretty non-existent. Okay, it's non-existent. Now, this is coming to light more and more. Now, as you drive around or move around, you will notice a vast amount of foreign barbers setting up. Now, they've got very fancy chairs and very fancy refurbed premises. I would say, the average barber around about 10 grand to refurb and make the shop up to speed. Probably even a little bit more. And of course, 3 barbers working. Footfall is, very slim, even on a good day. Monday, Tuesday, very, very unbelievable days. So if you do go past these shops, stick your nose in and see how many people are in there, especially on a Saturday, which is traditionally the busiest English day for getting your hair cut ever. And you will find, of course, that it's non-existent. We have a local village near us. I wouldn't say it's a big village. I would say it's probably it's not even a town. So it's a small village, rural location, 3 or 4 pubs, a couple of shops, etc. You know the drill. 4 barbers in the area. One of them has been there for a long time. 2 of them recently, not recently set up, but newish. Then, of course, there's the Turkish barber, brand new, loads of thing. Apparently doing. And then of course we come to a place in Wales called Porth in Wales, of course, as you well know. 27 foreign barbers on one high street. They've just turned down an application for 5 more. Absolutely nothing on the BBC about this, of course, because, of course, you know why? Because, of course, it's just another money laundering scam. And remember, these companies and these foreign people, and and also English people, are basically used to front money laundering and drug operations. We're talking massive organised crime. We're talking massive coordinated shit. So what we're looking at is we're looking at barbers. We're also looking at nail bars, okay, corner shops. We're looking at vape shops. Oh yes. Easiest way to turn cash. Easiest way to launder money. Okay, and of course the councils are in on it. I mean, why would a local council give permission for 27 foreign barbers to be operating in one area? I think the figures were there was one barber for every 100 people. Which is really interesting. Anyway, enough of that. Now, so a little bit of a quick update for people here. Rachel Reeves recently was grovelling in America at some kind of auspicious event where she was basically told to go home and fuck off. That's basically the rhetoric that was coming out of America. The Americans have also told Keir Starmer and his rent boys to fuck off out of the Hormuz Strait, especially with the French and German connection, who are trying to become rather relevant in the Strait of Hormuz. Let's see what happens there. What else have we got? Rent boys due in court, 8 days' time. Nothing on the Manchester Massive as of yet. The UK military have admitted, this is John Healey and another geezer, have admitted that there is actually no war plan. There's not been a war plan since the Cold War back in the 1980s. The question seems to be that nobody's asking is where the fuck has all that money gone? Because there's been a lot of money spent on defence, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have found its way to the UK military. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I can't understand why the UK military, the UK Admiralty and the UK Air Force aren't asking that very simple question. Where are my planes? Where are my ships? And, of course, where is my army? With I think the latest figures with the army is that we've got about 50,000 active service members. We've got 2 planes that we can fly, and we've got about 1.5 ships. Very interesting. Meanwhile, billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of pounds have been sent abroad. Another money laundering operation. Then, of course, we got the government, which appears to me to be a foreign government and is not acting in the interests of the UK population. They have basically decided to sell everything to foreign powers. They've sold British Telecom, they sold British Gas, they sold British Electric, they sold British Rail. What else did they sell? They sold British Shipbuilding. They sold British Steel, ladies and gentlemen, the best steel in the world. They went and sold it because, well, they could, and they did. And lots of people now, of course, found themselves out of work because of those sales. They basically deindustrialized the UK, and that, of course, is their operatus mendi when it comes to the UK. And, of course, they've tried this, of course, in the US of A. Unfortunately, a young man of orange origin seems to be doing things a little bit different, which they don't like. So not only did they sell all of these things to foreign powers, but they also sold out the people as well. They sold out the actual people of the UK, and they also sold the NHS. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the NHS has been sold. Don't for 1 minute think that it hasn't. They are just hanging on to the last vestiges of non-privatisation. They sold the gas fields. They sold the oil fields, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they sold our own oil and gas. They sold, not only that, they sold our gold. Remember Gordon Brown? I think it was 68 tons of gold was sold back in the day for no apparent reason, really. Just, hey, let's just fucking sell the gold, you know, because that's what we do. They sold out the miners. Remember the miners back in the 1980s and 90s? Absolutely unbelievable. Not only did Gordon Brown sell the gold, but he sold the gold at a sixth of the price that it should have been sold at. What an absolute fucking bell end he is. I mean, he's probably worse than Keir Starmer. But anyway, let's have a look. Let's have a look now. Oh, yes, they sold the Dockers. They've basically sold the police force. I mean, the police force are now just an LGBTQ political organisation, which is basically protecting illegal immigrants and harbouring criminals, which is actually a criminal offence in its own right. Same with the government. The government seem to be harbouring illegal invaders, which is actually a crime. I think that's called aiding and abetting. I think, from what I can gather, aiding and abetting illegal immigrants is an actual crime on the books. It's actually written in law. So it seems to me that the police and the government are breaking their own laws in order. And not only that, they refuse to protect the British people. A couple of days ago, a local copper, not quite sure the area, but he was seen laughing and joking about the rape of women and children in the UK. He actually thought it was funny that that UK women and children are being raped on the streets of the UK. Now, I don't know about you, but that man seems to need to be, should we say, reprimanded. Bang. Know what I'm saying? Very interesting thought process there from a serving police officer. Then, of course, there is the serving police officers that are already under child sex investigation, under rape investigations. It really, really does make you wonder. There's been numerous women killed by police officers, etc., etc. Some actually very recently. And then, of course, the government and the police are trying to now attack the farmers, not only with the inheritance tax, but they seem to think that they are going to stop tractors running over their fucking vehicles. Well, farmers, what I would say, run the fuck over the vehicles and bollocks to it. What else have we got? The policy of the government seems to be, let's just import every single thing that we can. Let's not make it ourselves. Let's just import it. Let's import NHS staff. Let's import builders. Let's import bricklayers. Let's import everything. We don't really want to invest or spend any money on our people or on our own economy. And of course, the corruption now is basically being seen by everybody in the UK. We've got corruption in the police, we've got corruption in the NHS, corruption in the governments, the councils, the judges, corruption in the politics. That is all very, very, very evident now. We've got doctors corrupt. Teachers are corrupt. We've got even the military. Even the military will not stand up for the people because, of course, clearly they are corrupted and they don't seem to have any kind of moral backbone. But anyway, that, of course, is all going to come to an end. And you can see this very, very starkly on the face of the Prime Minister and the face of the politicians. Now, those politicians and those policemen and those NHS workers and those governmental officials, those councils and judges and politicians and doctors and teachers, there will come a time when those people will not be able to go out of their house. We won't need to jail them. No, they won't be able to come out of their houses because the people will have finally understood what these people have done, not only to the country, but also to the people that they are supposed to be representing. And when people find out what the NHS actually injected into people, well, there's going to be a reckoning that is far beyond what we've seen in our lifetimes. And like I said, these people won't be able to walk down the street. The politicians now, i.e. Keir Starmer, they're now getting to the stage where they can't walk down the street because, of course, they are getting heckled. The King of England is even now getting heckled on the streets of the UK because of his ideas and his policies that are being implemented not only by himself but also his royal subjects, so to speak. So anyway, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it all sounds very, very doom and gloom, but actually it's not. This is the dawn of a brand new age, a dawn of a golden age, the destruction of the old world, the destruction of the police, the NHS, the governments, the councils, the judges, the politics, the teachers and the doctors. It's the destruction of the old world, ladies and gentlemen, and that new world is coming. Maritime law is going, Federal Reserve going, common law will be replaced, common law will be implemented across the globe. The birth certificate scam will be told, the financial corruption will be told, everything will be told, and the truth will come. And as the truth comes, ladies and gentlemen, it will set you free, and you will become a free man or a free woman, which is what you are supposed to be. You're not supposed to be shackled to some system of bullshit and lies and corruption. So, happy days Monday. Let's wait and see. It is a very exciting time, ladies and gentlemen. Don't underestimate it. Estimate how exciting this time is. Anyway, enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. I've rattled on far too long, and it's actually quite good because that's actually gone off script. One of the other questions that I would like to pose to you is this. When we consider religion, and we consider God, and we consider the universe, and we consider the stars and the moon and the sun, and we consider all of that, here's a question for you. There are parts of your DNA that shouldn't be there. Nobody seems to know how this DNA has got there. Any good DNA clinician will tell you that it shouldn't be there. So the question is, how did it get there? Did Jesus put it there? Did God put it there? Did someone else put it there? The truth is probably more baffling than you think. Anyway, love you loads. Have a great day. Enjoy yourself. And don't forget, the Wheel of Fortune continues to spin. Love you loads. Take care. Enjoy your day. A little bit cooler up in the northeast of England, but apart from that, beautiful, beautiful day.